You were driving. The road was empty. And then you lost control of the wheel. If that sent a chill down your spine, it's because some part of you already knows that dream wasn't really about a car. Dreams about cars are one of the most reported dream experiences across every culture, every age group, and every walk of life. But here's what almost nobody talks about: what these dreams say about the person having them. Not just the dream itself, but the psychology behind the mind that keeps returning to this symbol night after night. Because the car in your dream, it's you. And what happens to that car is what's happening inside you. Let's start with the most common version. You're driving and something goes wrong. The brakes fail. The steering stops responding. You're picking up speed on a road that's getting narrower, and no matter what you do, nothing works. You wake up with your heart pounding. Psychologists who study recurring dream patterns have found that this specific dream is almost always linked to one thing: a feeling of losing control in waking life. Not necessarily over something dramatic. Sometimes it's a job situation that's drifting in a direction you didn't choose. Sometimes it's a relationship where you feel like a passenger instead of a partner. Sometimes it's just the quiet, suffocating feeling that your life is moving, but not in the direction you wanted. The brain doesn't process emotional stress in neat, logical ways. It reaches for metaphor, and few metaphors are more universally understood than the car, a machine you're supposed to control, a machine designed to take you somewhere, a machine that can kill you if something goes wrong. Now here's where it gets psychologically deeper than most people expect. Not everyone in their car dream is the driver. A significant portion of people report being a passenger, sitting in the back seat or the front seat while someone else drives. And the identity of that driver matters enormously. If it's a stranger, research in dream symbolism suggests you're experiencing a period where outside forces, other people's opinions, social pressure, systemic circumstances, feel like they're steering your life. If the driver is someone you know, the interpretation shifts entirely. That person likely represents something they symbolize in your waking life: a controlling relationship, a trusted mentor, a fear you haven't confronted yet. Being a passenger in your own life is one of the most common psychological experiences of the modern age, and the mind, loyal as it is, keeps trying to show you that truth while you sleep. There's another version of this dream that tends to appear during specific life stages. You're in a car, but you're in the back seat, and there's nobody in the driver's seat. The car is moving on its own. This dream is almost exclusively reported during periods of major transition: starting a new career, ending a long relationship, becoming a parent, losing someone close. These are the moments when life feels like it's happening to you rather than being directed by you. Your subconscious registers the absence of control so strongly that it literally removes the driver from the scene. Carl Jung, one of the most influential figures in dream psychology, believed that vehicles in dreams represent the ego's movement through life. The condition of the car reflects the condition of the self. A shiny, powerful car often appears when someone is entering a period of confidence or ambition. A rusted, broken-down car tends to surface when someone is depleted, burned out, or quietly despairing. And this is why two people can have nearly identical car dreams and mean completely different things. Think about the person who dreams of speeding down an open highway, windows down, music loud, no destination in mind. For someone who has spent years in a rigid, controlled environment, a suffocating job, an oppressive relationship, a life built entirely around obligation, that dream is a scream from the subconscious. It's not just a fantasy, it's a need. The mind is telling that person something urgent about freedom, about desire, about a version of themselves that hasn't been allowed to exist. Now, place that same dream in the mind of someone who is impulsive, avoidant, running from responsibility. For them, that open highway dream carries a warning, not a liberation. The psychology isn't in the image, it's in the person carrying it. This is what makes car dreams so endlessly revealing. The symbol is constant. The meaning shifts entirely depending on who's dreaming it. Let's talk about crashes. Dreaming about a car crash, whether you're in it, watching it, or causing it, is one of the most psychologically loaded dream experiences there is. And the details matter more than people realize. If you crash alone with no other vehicles involved, psychologists interpret this as internal conflict. A collision between who you are and who you're trying to become, between what you want and what you've been told to want. If another car hits you, the meaning tilts toward external pressure. Someone or something in your waking life is threatening your sense of direction. If you are the one who causes the crash and you wake up feeling guilt or horror, that dream is almost always tied to fear of failure, specifically the fear that your choices are going to hurt the people around you. The guilt in that dream is real psychological data. It tells you that you care, that you're aware, that somewhere beneath the surface you are carrying responsibility that may be heavier than you've admitted. There's a specific subset of people who dream about cars almost compulsively, and the psychology here is striking. These are often high-achieving individuals with a powerful need for control. People who plan obsessively, who struggle to delegate, who measure their worth by how much they can manage and maintain. For these people, the car is the perfect subconscious symbol because it represents something that must be controlled, with hands, with eyes, with constant attention. When these individuals dream of cars breaking down or being stolen, the emotional response is disproportionately intense. Not because of the car, but because of what it represents, their autonomy, their competence, their identity. A stolen car dream, in particular, tends to surface when someone feels that their sense of self has been taken from them, an environment that demands constant performance and leaves no room for authentic expression. A relationship where their individuality has slowly eroded. A life that looks successful from the outside, but feels like it belongs to someone else entirely. Dreams don't lie. They can't. That's what makes them so uncomfortable and so valuable. Now, here is something that rarely gets discussed. The people who never dream about cars, despite cars being a central part of their daily lives, often report a strong sense of present moment awareness. They feel grounded, purposeful. Studies in dream content analysis suggest that car dreams increase sharply during periods of uncertainty, anxiety, and transition, and decrease when people feel a genuine sense of agency over their lives. Which means the absence of car dreams can actually be a psychological signal too. Not that something is wrong, but that something has finally settled. So what do you do with any of this? If you're having these dreams repeatedly, the psychologist's answer isn't to decode the dream and move on. It's to ask what the dream is responding to. What in your waking life feels out of control? Where are you sitting in the passenger seat when you should be behind the wheel? What part of your identity feels like it's been stolen, stalled, or sent speeding in the wrong direction? The car in your dream is never really a car. It's a question your own mind is asking you, patiently, persistently, every single night, waiting for you to finally be honest enough to answer it.